Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are. Today is August 19th, and this is another of our bi-weekly SIG Apps calls. My name is Mathieu, and I will be your host. Today, we don't have any announcements. 131 was released barely a week ago, or even less than so. So we're slowly waiting for Cube 132 release to start. So just follow Kubernetes Dev mailing list for the upcoming announcements. We have one topic for today's discussion. That's a follow-up from Vayon about the stateful set supporting updating volume claim template. Vayon, I'll stop sharing my screen, and you should be able to share your screen and discuss your topic.
Okay. 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 Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. We see your Slack. That should be okay.
Okay. So I would like to first I would like to demonstrate my current implementation on CAP 4650. And I have implemented the basic functions, which is here, this pull request. And I have about 20 commits, which should show you the overview of what I have done. And many of them are just refactors. So, okay, so I will start my demonstration. And here I have created an stateful set. And I deployed an Kubernetes control plane on my MacBook. And here I'm running this watch kube control get PVC. And you can see I have three PVC, which all of them has the capacity of 10 gigabytes. And here I'm showing the kube control rollout status. Okay. So first, I will show that, and here is the command I start the control plane, which is just and nothing very special, but just enable my new feature gates. And after the feature gate is enabled, I will add a new version, new controller revision to the API server, which contains the new volume claim templates. And before enabling this, we only have spec in this revision. And I added this template to it too. So, okay. Now I will try to edit this stateful set. Okay. And first, I will try to edit some immutable fields. For example, I add some to the name. Okay. It will show that the stateful set is not valid, and this is volume claim template 0 is invalid, which is immutable. Okay, so let's try it again. And this time we increase the storage. We increase it to 11. Okay, it's success. And see here, now two of the replicas have been updated. Okay, and we are still waiting for the last one. This is because Kubernetes is pulling for the PV status, so we will need to wait for the next pull for this to be effective. And here, the rollout status already shows 3 new pods have been updated. And I have not worked out this one. And kube control only wait for the kube control will not wait for the last replicas. Okay, let's check something else. And here, this one, you can see that. Okay, I'm not. We can see before we edit this, we let's just show this. When we edit the stable set, even if we don't change the pod template, we if we change the volume claim templates, we will also get a new revision because I added it to the revision history. We will get a new revision. Okay, so not 6, 2. So this pod is not restarted. As you can see, it runs for 7 days. This is still the old pod, but it will get its revision. This revision label will be updated to match the latest revision. Okay, let's change this to, you can see it is updated to match this one. Okay, you can see this 11 is updated, and stable set controller will wait for will resize the PVCs from the largest ordinal to the smallest, and wait for the previous one to finish its expansion before it initiates the next. So, and let's try to update the pod with the volume claim template. Update them in a single patch. So change this one and add something, maybe add a new label. That's fine. So as you can see, the pod is being recreated, and while the PVC is also updated, they are updated in a lockstep style. So one pod update and one PVC update. And yes, okay, so that's all. That's all of my demonstration. Any
All right,
questions?
so you basically, as we discussed about this topic last time, you only implemented the volume size changing. Did you also added a validation to ensure that we're not decreasing the size? I can't remember whether we agreed only on the increased size or we, in general, agreed to modify the PVC size in both up and down as well.
Okay, and yes, we discussed this last week, and I have proposed the where it is here, this one. I have posted some long text about why I don't want to add the validation. So yeah, I am not adding it currently, and yes.
Okay, I'll definitely have a look at both the enhancement and the PR I believe you will want to get it included in 132, which will be starting sometime soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, and one core question that I want to discuss with you is that, as I mentioned before, I have included the volume claim template into the controller revision. That means kube control rollout undo also reads the history from here. So that means we must support undo with this PR.
Mhm.
So that maybe means we cannot add the validation. Okay, and is that okay? And maybe we need more thinking.
I'll have to double check this um, in other places where we are disallowing decreases in sizes, how we are reacting to the rollout undo and how this can potentially work or not. So I'll definitely leave you a comment on the either the enhancement or the actual PR
Yeah,
about that decision.
yes, thank you. Okay, so
Does anyone else have any questions? Janet, Ken?
Yeah, if I can add,
Yeah, go ahead.
so we had like a couple of issues where customers were using the revisions, and in some cases they were not, they did not know about some annotations or fields that were changing the behavior, and were very surprised when they did the rollout and it did a different behavior than they were expecting. And I suppose this can be very problematic in stateful sets as well, especially when you have a different person deploying the stateful set and the person then doing the rollout, if it is the other person and they don't know how it can react to the change. So I would be very of changing the size, like to the lower size. And I think it would be good to explain in the gap all the downsides this could cause. And yeah.
I'm not entirely sure that we all aligned last time that we should make all of the fields of the persistent volume claim mutable. So I was a little bit surprised to see a demo of it, but like resizing, I think is fine. I think making
this whole feature is also gated by a new field, and let's find it. Get stateful set.
Ken, what do you mean all the fields immutable? If I believe correctly, we wanted to only allow modifying the size, specifically increasing the size, and everything else would basically follow the same validation rules that apply today to the volume claim template, where currently if you try to touch that field, it will tell you that the field is immutable. So once we open up part of that field, in this particular case, the storage bit, everything else within the volume claim template has to declare immutability in that case.
So, and in this pull request, I have implemented the validation independently from the volume claim template validation logic, and I'm only allowing the storage change. So but I'm expecting that we can do any change to the volume claim template in the future. So
okay. So this initial one only allows for volume expansion.
Yes.
Okay.
This is
Cool.
helpful. Okay. And this whole feature is gated by a new field, which is this one, volume claim update policy. It defaults to on delete, which should disable the feature for individual stateful set. So each stateful set need to be enabled on its own. And about the updating of the volume claim template, the persistent volume claim, I'm using a not very common strategy. That is, I'm using the server-side apply to create and update the PVC. So for example, if the volume claim template has the different storage class with the the PVC, we naturally get rejected by the API server because we cannot modify it. Yeah. So we don't have to check each field for whether it match the actual PVC ourselves. Yeah, this is something that I haven't seen in other controller.
I do think the rollback semantics will be tricky if you're. So what does it mean to roll back a volume expansion? Does that work for most storage providers?
Yeah. By rollback the volume claim template, I would like to just cancel the volume claim, the expansion. And if the expansion already happened, it's already succeeded, it should keep the expanded status. Yes, we cannot shrink the volume. We can only expand it.
Right. So like I think the fair case I'm looking at is like you roll this out, you expand the volume across, let's say you have a stateful set of size 3. The expansion works for 1, right? It fails on 2. And then you try to roll back. What happens at that? What would be the expected behavior?
And I would expect to the if you don't enable the another feature gate which is called recover from expansion failure. If you don't enable this one, I would expect the already expanded PVC keeps the expanded state, and for example, the second one failing to expand, it will stay as the failing state and keep retrying, and then the pending pending PVCs that is not expanded will keep its current status. Yeah. And the rollout itself will complete, and it will not block future rollout. So basically everything in PVC keeps what it currently has.
Yeah, we think that this feature will only affect the ion stateful sites. The PVC stateful site level, the PVC level is never have an influence on this. PVC level has its own strategy. Yeah.
If I reduce it to 10 gigabytes here, yeah, it will succeed. And if you see here, it will not change. And we will not even try to shrink it. We just keep what it is.
I have a question about the two update policy types that you're introducing, because you're basically introducing on delete approach, which is what we currently do whenever rolling a stateful set, or in place. Why have you decided to go with the in place? And how far? Because I remember we've had discussion in the past about the in place not being fully ready in storage. I might be wrong, so excuse me if I messed it up.
And I asking that why I'm not setting in place to the default and to the only option.
I'm asking if the in place replace is already supported on the storage side. That would
How
be
ready is it?
first.
Like how many of the storage providers actually allow for in-place volume expansion?
Exactly.
Some of them did, if I remember correctly, and some of them still don't. So it would be like, I think on AWS EBS, you were able to do it. I think on GCP, you were able to do it, but I think some of them, not so much.
What happens when you try to do an in place on a storage provider that doesn't allow you to?
Yeah, that will block your rollout and maybe post some events.
Okay, so that would be an important thing to point out in the risk section for the enhancement, because I'm pretty sure that the people, both the approvers and the folks that are responsible for production readiness review,
Yeah.
might have been, might definitely start asking you those kinds of questions. So it would be good to think about it. If you have an access to a device, or if you can just mock a failure in a storage update, just to see what will happen and how the system reacts. That will be an important topic and an important point to make sure that it is described properly in the documentation.
Yes, yes. So this cap have too many mechanisms to recover from failures. One mechanism is just this field. If something unexpected happens, user should be able to just set this one back to on delete to bypass any logic so that it will not block any other rollout process. And the other one is the volume claim template size. The user should be able to roll back this size to its previous size to the smaller one to unblock other rollouts. Yeah. These two mechanisms should recover from most failures. Yes, we will add this to our caps. Cap.
Yeah, maybe we can demonstrate it next time.
You don't have to demonstrate it, as long as it's properly written down in the enhancement, and then it will be double check whenever we'll be going through the implementation reviews to make sure that whatever is happening in the code matches the description that we put in the enhancement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any questions? I'm guessing that once people will start going through the enhancement and the review of the actual implementation, then you might expect additional questions around both the decision that you've made in the implementation, as well as the choices that you've made.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would
Okay.
be good to mention
Okay.
the how you plan to do the rollbacks, as I do not see it in the cap yet, so it would be a good chapter to include in the beginning, so we know what to expect.
Exactly. Okay. Does anyone else have any other thoughts, questions, follow-ups? Okay, I'm hearing none. Thank you very much all for today. That was the only topic for today. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you next time. Bye all.
Bye bye. See you
Bye.
next time.
Yeah, see you.